everyone, Darren here, and on today's episode of the Gameplay Critique, we are joined with JKatzmandu on Sunset Coast. Quick disclaimer, yes, this video is once again recorded with the replay system. Again, I did make a video on how to record your gameplay via your own console system without having to record the replay itself, because the replay has so many features not available to you that it's a very annoying type of video format, but I can make it work. He is here on Sunset Coast, and he's taken the southern route, a route that I find what ends up happening the most is that from his spawn, in this current spawn format, his spawn tends to almost always take the southern beach route. And then the northeastern team will always do like a mix of defending the 9-0 line, or also making a push along the B, C, D, E line, pretty much. It always seems to be a mix. Now you see he's detected here, he's already dealing with spotted targets in front of him, and he's doing a very smart move of not exposing himself by going left up the ridge to face them on level ground, but instead he's actually going to put hard cover between him and anyone that might be along in the middle of the map to be able to get cross shots on him. He's going to stay down low and use this cliff here as a barrier to protect himself as he makes the push. Unfortunately, I will also make a disclaimer that JKatzmandu, upon recording this, did not really keep track of where, of orienting the camera, of, where he's facing at the time of movement, but he does seem to do a pretty good job of that coming up. Now, as you can see, his team has won the south, and so now, again, he's taken the back route to push here. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of yes, no bad routes to take here. If you manage to push up into this area, you have a pretty good solid foothold, as long as you aren't being pushed back into a crossfire type of situation. Again, this is what I mean, where it's like, okay, we don't really have a good idea of what he's doing here, but he is just pushing forward. Now, he's sitting here out here in the open. I really wouldn't be doing that, seeing as he is not only being targeted, but he's also lit. There is 2 already in the game. I would not have sat there and just become a potential target, but he does seem to realize that really quickly and start to move. In fact, actually randomizing his movement to get up here, and also putting some foliage between him and anyone that may be up here. But at this distance, it may not completely be workable. Now, again, unfortunately with this, is I cannot tell if he's actually aiming or just auto-aiming, but you can see the armor right now is for the most part holding up, but he is facing an Emil 2 or a Kronvon. It's one of the two. It is a 4-shot autoloader. And so the one thing that I see that he did not do here is at all make an attempt to angle, but he also did do a smart move of just straight rushing the autoloader. In the certain case, I'd be like, this would be a bad idea, but in the case that he prevented him from doing any more damage by blocking his gun with his own gun, that seemed to work. But the other mistake that I notice here is that he's now in the open, exposed to TDs and any other tank in the back of the enemy, and he's circling, showing his sides and rear to this TD. But he also does manage to take care of the threat. In any other normal type of environment, if he was alone and there was no one, shooting or at risk of shooting him in the back, it would have been a very good, it would have been a very, very smart move to keep orienting the front and trying to keep the front towards the person circling you. But the turret would, in that case of having a slow traverse speed, and also the fact that you are exposing yourself to a enemy TD, I would probably have just stuck myself right there along the hard cover of the destroyed Emil or Kronvon, and just hoped my teammate could deal with it as well. Now, as you can see, he is doing a decent thing of not going headlong into the open here, and he's just, trying to get whatever shot he can. He's not rushing in. He doesn't have a whole lot of health there, so he is now conserving his hit points, seeing as there is still a good amount of tanks, to be exact, 4 remaining, that could do a serious amount of damage to him if he's not careful. He is also doing a good thing of keeping some form of hard cover between him and any opponents that might have side shots on him, and he is trying to come around on the sides or rear of the vehicle that he was approaching there. He does manage to come along to a side that he does get a solid shot, and he manages to take out the vehicle that he was shooting here. Unfortunately, again, I cannot really state what vehicle he's shooting because of the quality of the video for me while I'm recording. It's pretty blurry and I can't really read the names or anything or the feed. Not much, a whole lot here. He's just doing some conservative sitting back from the, not heading into danger and, becoming a target himself. Just feeding off of his teammates who are pretty much creating openings, not intentionally, for him to get some good damage shots on here. 2 tanks left. As you can see, this game is pretty much in the bag. And he's just going to walk away with the MVP of the game and a pretty good, healthy amount of combined damage here. So JKatzmandu here did at least 4,000 raw damage and about, he did do over 1,000 assisted damage there. So overall, he does a pretty good amount of combined damage of 5,000 at least. Not a bad game in the Object 777 version 2. As you can see here, yeah, he did do about 5,500 damage combined. Not a bad game with almost a Top Gun. But that does it for today's gameplay critique. Hopefully JKatzmandu learned a couple tips and tricks and is aware of any mistakes that he can take note of and try and prevent in the future. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe. But until next time, this has been Darren of WoTC Academy.